everyone, and welcome to a podcast that we've been planning to do for over a year now, where we discuss one of our favourite bands' discography all the way through this time, not just their best bits, all of it. Welcome. We're going to be talking about everything Iron Maiden today, with the guy who technically introduced me to Iron Maiden years ago. Not really, but he definitely opened my eyes to how much they have to offer. So we're here going to be ranking every single one of their albums in order of release, so from their self-titled to Killers, all the way through to Book of Souls, Senjutsu, all that stuff from either end, in order, but also discuss which ones we like less, what songs in each album that we like more or less. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you ready to get into this? No wasting any time, just get straight into the first album. They're self-titled.
No.
Iron Maiden. No! Surprisingly, their most underrated album. No one talks about this one, really. Surprisingly. This album is almost flawless, in my opinion. And I'll say this once and I'll say it again. Prowler is the only song in Iron Maiden's catalogue that Bruce Dickinson can't play better than Paul Di'Anno. In my personal opinion. I love that song so much, to be honest. And I think it's just better with Paul's vocals over Brucey's. But, yeah, what do you think of it? You know, the album as a whole.
Definitely, it's my number 4.
Right, yeah.
And
I forgot to mention we're going to be ranking these as we go through this podcast. So this is my number.
just covering it.
Shush! Stop it! Number 7. So you like it more?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Do you want to go first then? Talk about what songs you like. All that shite.
I shall. I'll just have to swap to Spotify.
Yeah. Also, I've got to quickly point out that one of us have seen Iron Maiden live and the other one has a hat of Iron Maiden. Can you guess which is which? Sorry.
Why'd you do that?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I've not been to any concert ever.
That's not a good start.
Because I'm fucking broke.
And considering we're going to be talking about our favourite albums, there's no clue behind us as to what either of our favourites will be. So let's just ignore what's behind us, okay? We didn't really think that far ahead, but anyway, yeah. They're self-titled. It's great.
Yes.
I really, really like it.
Definitely that album, it stands out compared to most of them. For simple reason is, it is out of all of them the most fun.
It is.
All the
it's
other
really
ones,
experimental as well. They haven't defined a sound yet, so they really are just dipping their toes in the water, seeing what works better.
Most of them have a set theme around them. So, with Fear of the Dark, it's always about all gloomy.
Spooky. And then Number of the Beast is all satanic and very heavy and evil sounding.
And Iron Maiden's just, it's fun.
It's fun, and there's all over the place. There's a lot of stuff going on in this one. I definitely think that there's a lot of experimentation going on in this one. I think that one thing I did really like actually is that the transition from Transylvania through to Strange World. Because obviously you mention this a lot when albums play through from front to back. How I love when there's a transition from one song to another, and I definitely did love the transition from Transylvania to Strange World. It's really seamless. I'm like, wait, when did we move on to the next song? I just like it when I listen to an album and it smoothly transitions through to its final song. I don't know. I just enjoy that personally. But I think it's a really, really, really good album.
Yep.
I like the slow tempo in Charlotte the Harlot, but also it's really catchy as well. Show me your bed, show me the harlot, take me to bed. Yeah, it's
a lot of dance music you can actually dance to.
I know, right? Running 3. We were literally outside waiting for this sofa to be free, and my mother was outside as we were jamming Running 3, and she was jiving to it, and Kane just looked at me like, "This is your mother dancing to metal, by the way." And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's a shocker there.
The same mum who's banned me multiple times for having signs of Satanism.
Yeah, there you go. Honestly. Phantom of the Opera, amazing song in my opinion. I think it's really cool and just really experimental with how it does it. You didn't really like how the lyrics were.
Of which one?
How they were. Phantom of the Opera.
Oh. I love the tune, but the lyrics don't, in my opinion, sync up properly.
I mean, that's fair.
It's
I enjoy it, but I get that it's a bit all over the place in comparison.
Instrumental-wise, it's just really good.
It is excellent. It is excellent all the way through, to be honest. It's a good album. It has a heavy riff in Remember Tomorrow as well. It's a good song.
Yep.
But yeah, and obviously you love their self-titled song Iron Maiden a lot. That's your crowning joy of that album. For me, it's Prowler. For you, it's
Prowler's
Iron
second,
Maiden.
and then Charlotte the Harlot.
Yeah, for me, Prowler's the best.
And then Running Free.
Then Charlotte the Harlot, and then Iron Maiden. Then Running Free as well is another excellent one. But I do love all of them.
We're just going to end up just saying, I like that one.
I love Remember Tomorrow. I love Running Free. I love Strange World. I love Sanctuary. I love Strange. I love all of them. Anyway, no, it's a great album, to be honest. It's underrated. Yeah, I had a lot of fun listening to this one again because, I mean, oddly enough, it got ranked lower than my last time I ranked Iron Maiden a few months ago. It was my 6th and now it's my 7th. But it's still an amazing album and it deserves more praise. I think it's my favourite Paul Di'Anno album as well. I think even though people do give The Killers a lot of praise, I think this one's slightly better. Just for it being the first, considering it's an establishing act, they did really, really good on their first attempt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the sound is definitely more abrasive. There's a lot more raw sounding stuff. It's not as polished with the production, but it kind of lends to being a bit more unique, I guess. It stands out from the pack, in my opinion. But yeah, brilliant debut album. A lot of riffs. I enjoy it.
It's just so boppy.
Yeah.
Not poppy, boppy. It's like, I can bop to this.
There you go. I mean, that's most of what the first album is, though, isn't it? It's a lot of just catchy tunes.
Yes.
To be honest. But yeah, The Killers, released 1 year later from their self-titled in 1981. This is my number 12 ranked? Yes, my number 12.
I have this at 9.
I used to have this ranked a lot higher, but I've ranked it... I mean, I have Iron Maiden shoes with The Killers printed on the side of them, and yet I ranked it at 12. Yeah, I fucked up. But no, it just ranked a bit lower for me this time round. I don't know where I ranked it in my original Iron Maiden albums video, but it just doesn't rank as high for me nowadays. Why is it your number 9? I mean, besides from Wrathchild.
Well, Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan, that's a good point. That's a good song. I like Genghis Khan.
The Ides of March and Drifter. Those 4 songs in particular I really like.
Yeah, it's okay.
I would like to put this in now. I don't like rating songs.
Or albums.
Yeah, because it changes a lot, and for the most part, I
practically had to force him to put a number on all of these albums here before this podcast.
After like number 4/5, so already Iron Maiden self-titled is already that was a definite that's there.
That's top 5 easily.
All of the other ones are like I don't know because I found out that I like one. A lot of albums like I like this album, but then I actually had a look at it. Oh no, I like one song.
Yeah, one song a lot. In this album.
One song a lot.
Which is what I realised in The Killers. Wrathchild is the main reason I keep coming back to this album, but I do love the title track, Killers. I do love that song a lot. I do also love Prodigal Son. I think Purgatory's good, and Drifter.
I think Killers has a song which has been removed, which I used to love.
Other Life. Was it Other Life? No, maybe it was Twilight Zone. I forgot. There were some songs like that were removed from their self-titled, from Killers and Number of the Beast, but they're only released like on versions of the album that are published abroad.
No, it was the fact that they removed it off Spotify.
Yeah,
is what annoyed me.
Yeah, it is annoying. But like I say, the UK version of the
Another
song,
Life is your.
That's it. Another
Twilight
Life.
Zone as well.
Twilight Zone. No, Twilight Zone is in here. I think.
No.
Oh no, maybe it's not then. Yeah, Twilight Zone. Yeah, you're right. It's Twilight Zone then. Yeah, that's a real bloody shame.
Missing.
That's annoying. God damn it. Yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons then why I didn't like it as much. Maybe it's because those songs were missing. But yeah, no, you're right. Genghis Khan is a decent one. But the Ides March is kind of a skippable one for me personally. I don't love it as much personally, but that might just be me. But yeah.
I say I like it. The simple reason is there's no lyrics, right? There's no lyrics. It's just an instrumental piece.
Ides of March, I think so. Might be. I think it is just an opening track.
Then I do like it. It's like I don't recall any lyrics every time I've heard it,
Okay.
and so I just love that rhythm.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, the album as a whole definitely has a more polished sound than their first album, which I get the appeal as to why more people would like this one than Iron Maiden, the first album. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of the songs on it felt a bit similar to each other. Whereas on the Iron Maiden, like if you listen to Prowler and then listen to Charlotte the Harlot, they are two very, very different sounding songs. Or even those two songs compared to Running Free. You know, it just feels like there's a lot more individuality to the songs in Iron Maiden compared to the Killers. I feel like Prodigal Son or Innocent Exile, those two songs could sound very, very similar to me. I couldn't tell you which one was which, if you asked me here. but that might just be me. But I think the musicianship and the vocals do complement each other a bit better on this album than the other one, because, like you say, maybe there was a bit of just a bit of jarriness to the vocals in, say, like you said, Phantom of the Opera. Like you said, the riff sounded cool and the rhythm, but maybe you didn't like how the vocals meshed into there somewhere. Yeah. So maybe the mix was done a bit better on this album, but I don't know. Plus, obviously, if you count the other songs that Spotify missed, the album's a bit longer, and I like albums that don't waste my time too much, just get straight to the point and give me some good songs rather than clog it up with a lot of like B-side tracks, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you like it more than me though, so I didn't expect that. That's for sure. But
as I said, it came to a point where it's like I just had to work out. It was like, how many songs do I like in this?
Yeah,
and what song is it?
Yeah.
So it's like
if my favourite song on here is Wrathchild, do I like it more than my favourite song on Number of the Beast? No. That's what I had to do in my head as well, to be honest, when ranking this sort of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff that's like, yeah, I'll get to those albums later.
Yeah, there are a lot of songs like that coming up, though, after their, like, heyday, which is coming up
right now, though. To give a hint to anyone else, a compilation album which my dad used to listen to, which is what he raised me on.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Is called The Best of the Beast.
Yeah.
All of my favourite songs is on that album.
I mean, it's all their best songs, mostly.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But it's like, most of those songs is like, oh, I love this album. And it'll be the 3 songs, which is on that compilation.
Yeah, fair enough, honestly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you said it there. I mean, wait, is Wrathchild on that playlist or no?
I can't remember. I actually have a tab
because
open
Wrathchild is
check.
a famous song of theirs, but if it's not on there, I'd be surprised. I don't know if there's any from their self-titled, is there? Like Prowler or something.
I can list them off for you.
I'm curious. Yeah, go for it. Oh, yeah, and you're on about Virus as well, not being on any...
Yeah, that's the first song that played.
Yeah, interesting. I think Virus is a B-side off of Somewhere in Time, I believe.
Okay. How many songs is it? Fuck, there's 34 songs here.
Interesting.
Do you want me to list them off?
I'll rapid fire them.
I can list them off.
Okay, sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
Virus, Sign of the Cross, Afraid to Shoot Strangers Live,
Hey.
Man on the Edge,
Hey.
Be Quick or Be Dead, Fear of the Dark Live,
Perfect.
Holy Smoke, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, Can I Play with Madness, The Evil That Men Do,
Yeah.
But Clairvoyant,
Hey.
Evil Can Wait,
Yeah.
Wasted Years, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Running Free Live, Rhyme of the Ancient Marina Live.
Mariner, yeah. Mariner.
Okay. It's talking about a marine, but okay. Aces High, Where Eagles Dare, The Trooper, the Number of the Beast, The Revelations Live, The Prisoner, Run to the Hills, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Wrathchild.
Bangers.
Wrathchild,
Yeah.
like you wanted.
Yeah.
Killers.
Perfect.
Remember Tomorrow, Phantom of the Opera, Sanctuary, Prowler, Invasion, Strange World, Iron Maiden. That is all of them.
Those are some good tracks. A lot of them are good. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, I'm not the biggest fan of, though. That's one of the only ones. And also, you said evil can wait. Even though it's like heaven can wait.
You know, I said there's like some bands which is like one song.
Yeah.
No Prayer for the Dying is one of them.
What is that not on there?
No, it is.
Is that not on their greatest hits? Is No Prayer for the Dying not on there? Maybe it come out.
No, I'm talking
before.
about that album. It's like
I love that album. What are you on about? Shut the fuck up.
It's one of those ones like, oh, I love that album, but I looked at it and there's
No
only...
Prayer for the Dying's a great. It has Holy Smoke.
Yeah, 1, 2, Prayer for the Dying.
Tail Gunner. You don't like Tail Gunner? Oh
It's
my
more
god.
I just don't listen to it.
Alright, fair enough, whatever. Anyway, we're moving on to their third studio album before we waste any more time.
Alright.
In 1982, Number of the Fucking Beast. Now, what rank do you have it as?
And that's my 1982.
It's my second favourite as well. I think either that or it's my first. I'm not sure. It probably is my first at this point.
Oh,
no,
my phone died.
It's my second. Oh, that's unfortunate.
My phone's dead, so I do not have a list anymore.
Oh, great. You're free.
I'm running free.
Yeah. Fuck you. Anyway, yeah. I love Number of the Beast. This was the first Iron Maiden album I heard. Yeah, it's amazing, to be honest. You want to refer to my notes. Don't steal too many of the notes.
I'm not going to look at the notes, I'm just going to look at the songs.
Yeah, I fucking love this album, to be honest. Not just for the ones that everyone knows, which is Hallowed Be Thy Name, Number of the Beast, and Run for the Hills. Those are the ones that everyone goes for. A surprise favourite of mine that no one talks about is Children of the Damned. No one talks about that song, but it is one of the best on the album, is it not?
Yeah. Like, I saw your number, so it's like, I knew you were going to say it, but it's that is a really good song.
Same with 22 Acacia Avenue. That song never gets talked about.
Oh,
I love that fucking song.
I found out Prostitution because of that song. My dad literally was like, I was like 5 or something, and he went, "What's this talking about?" And he went, "Prostitution." That's how long I've been listening to metal. I've actually learned what certain words are because my dad explained them to me, and they came from an metal album. It's like, "What's this song about, Dad?" He went, "Prostitution."
Yeah.
What's prostitution?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh dear, I know, I love that. Also, The Prisoner. I am not a number. I'm a free man. Anyway, it's a great song. It's a great album.
Of course, this album introduced us to Brucey Boy.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
And it's well, this album made sure it's like, yes, this is my band now.
Yeah,
I belong here.
This is the best establishing act for Bruce. I mean, Jesus Christ. Looking at my rankings here, I don't rank each song for this podcast, but looking at each song, this album is just a wash of just 10 out of 10s by the looks of it. From what I love.
I would have put it on first, but only
there's only one album.
Reasons why.
There's one album that I think we both like more than Number of the Beast. But if it wasn't for that album, this would be my favourite. Yeah, it's a perfect album. If like I say, it was the best Iron Maiden album to ever exist for a very, very long time, and probably is objectively speaking their best. But due to personal preference, it's not my number one. But it very well could be on a different day. You could ask me what my favourite album album is. It would be this one. Yeah, it's great. Also, this was one of the reasons why Iron Maiden was included in the whole satanic panic in the 80s, because of the whole Number of the Beast bollocks that went on. They thought, oh, Iron Maiden's satanic. It's like, well, I mean, it made the band more well known and popular. So, any publicity is good publicity. Am I right? So there you go. But yeah, it's great. It's an amazing album. I love it to bits. To be honest, Invaders is a great opening song. No one talks about that one either. Even Gangland. Gangland is the one that doesn't get talked about actually either, but
that's the closest to their worst song, but it's not really the worst song.
Worst song on the album, which is a great album.
It's just like when you're putting it next to Gods.
Yeah, exactly. Number of the Beast. Fucking, oh my god. Just
Hallowed Be Thy Name. But
Run to the Hills. Children of the fucking Damned. That song needs more fucking praise. Children of the fucking Damned. Down, 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 down. That's so good. I love it. It's so chuggy and just downtrodden. It's so good. Anyway, we'll move on to the next album now. Peace of Mind, which was released 1 year later. These fucking boys are busy as hell at this stage. They're releasing an album every year. Peace of Mind, which is another one of their, objectively speaking, best albums. Has The Trooper. So that helps.
You know, the point I made was like one song may weigh a lot the album.
Yeah.
Most of the songs on this one I don't listen to. It's not like I don't like them. It's just like, oh,
I'm sorry. Me too. I don't love Peace of Mind as much as other people.
But Trooper's just too powerful of a song.
It is. Where did I rank it? I ranked it at number 9, which is not bad, but it is in the lower half of my list, which is sad.
You say lower half, but there's like,
I mean,
nearly 20 fucking albums.
There's 17 now. I mean, the thing is, when you rank albums, like, when you get to like your top 5, it's just a wash of like number ones. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a lot of just number 1 album, like your most favourite album. Especially when it's Iron Maiden, because every album they've done has something that's good about it. You're right.
Yeah, just
you swapped your squash with like a monster.
Yeah.
Lovely. No, okay, so Where Eagles Dare is a great song. I love
really
Where Eagles Dare. Die With Your Boots On is silly, but I still like it.
Yeah.
What I will say though is To Tame a Land is good, but I prefer the Dream Theater cover more, just because I think it suits Dream Theater more than Iron Maiden.
Cover?
Yeah, in the As I Am album. Oh. Yeah, I enjoy their cover more than the original song. I'm sorry.
For starters, I was thinking of the wrong band for some reason. I was thinking of Songs Antarctica, and like, didn't they cover Drive Your Boots On? Like,
yeah, they did.
Oh, wait, they did.
Cover.
I'm just a dumbass.
That's a fun cover as well, to be honest, though. Sun and Steel is okay. I don't think it's the song that I would have named a beer after, but there you go. Yeah.
As I said, most of these songs, like...
They're okay.
Can I see the names quickly?
Yeah. Revelations, actually, that's an okay one as well. When I read them out, Flight of Icarus is overrated, by the way. Don't love Flight of Icarus.
Trooper?
Still Life, Quest for Fire. There are some of them just blend into the background.
Yeah, I'm just saying the ones which, without even hearing it, I'll go, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Trooper, Where Eagles Dare.
Yeah, that's a banger. Easy banger.
Drive Your Boots On. I had to put that in 2 instead of 3.
Yeah.
And
Tamerland
I
is
guess
okay.
Flight of Icarus and Revelations. After that, it's just like...
Though.
After that, it's just...
It's just a lot of just middle-of-the-road stuff. It's definitely front-loaded, though. A lot of their best songs are earlier in the album. The back half does kind of trail off as not having as many good songs, in my personal opinion. But what can you do? To follow Number of the Beast, you know, they're never going to be able to beat it, in my opinion. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Powerslave! This is probably my number 4 album. Let me have a look. I think it is. Yeah, it's my number 4 album. I love Powerslave to bits.
Let me see quickly.
Yeah.
I need to see the band names.
My favourite song on here is Flash of the Blade because it was one of my first Iron Maiden songs I ever heard. Aces High is a tiny bit overrated, but still good. It's a really, really good album, to be honest. 2 Minutes to Midnight, classic. Powerslave is so fucking good, though. It is such an experimental song. I love Powerslave so much.
Powerslave, yeah.
It is really, really good. It's nostalgic as well because a lot of the songs that were on here were some of the first that I heard. Not the first album as a whole, but 2 Minutes to Midnight is the first Iron Maiden song that most people hear, really, without acknowledging that, oh, that's Iron Maiden. Just that they're just subconsciously hearing it and being like, oh, I recognise this song later on. It would be that one or Aces High. Those are the 2. But Lucifer's Word is okay. Duets is okay as well. Back in the Village is surprisingly underrated as well.
Back in the Village.
I like that song.
I love that song,
to be honest. And then Ram and the Ancient Mariner, not Marina. Mariner is a good song as well. It's a good closer as well. It's a bit epic. What I would have done though is I would have closed the album with Powerslave rather than Ancient Mariner. I would have swapped those around.
For me,
numbering.
You're gonna hate me for this, but for me, Lucifer and Rhyme are the ones that just meh. All the other ones just really good. So it's like
really, I think it's all good, to be honest. It's
there's just those 2 I don't listen to as much, but the other ones are powerful enough.
Yeah.
I mean, opening with Aces High and then going to 2 Minutes to Midnight.
Yeah.
Those 2 alone.
And Flash of the Blade. I think that Ancient Mariner is a good song. I don't think it's an amazing closing song. I would have swapped it with Powerslave. Powerslave would have been a more cooler way to end the album. What were you going to do there?
I was about to drink that.
Fucking pillow mist or whatever the shit is. That's hilarious. Juicy, delicious. I love the Egyptian feel of the album as well. Also the album cover. We don't talk about the album covers, but it is so good. I love the album cover for Powerslave. They've all been good album covers. Most of the album covers for Iron Maiden have been great, but there's one that sticks out. But this is not one of them. Powerslave's album cover. But most you knew it as soon as I said it, didn't you? But no, Powerslave's album cover is amazing. So is Number of the Beast. Peace of Mind is actually a really cool album cover as well, isn't it? Yeah. With the jumpsuit Eddie as well. It's just a really, really good album.
No, he is named. He's just called Peace of Mind Eddie.
That's a boring name. As opposed to Samurai Eddie. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, but there's also Senjutsu Eddie, Sangetsu.
Stratigo Eddie, no? Right?
My brain.
Yeah, your brain farted there, there you go. But no, yeah, Powerslave, another fucking-perb album.
There's a Powerslave Eddie.
I don't doubt it. Also known as Egyptian Eddie.
No, 2 different characters. There's also Foul Eddie.
Cool. No. Oh, cool, Prowler Eddie, that's cool.
I said Foul, but there is probably a Prowler Eddie as well.
Yeah, there probably is.
I played a game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we haven't spoken about that yet, have we?
They're all named.
The Number of the Beast, Legacy of the Beast game, right?
Legacy of the Beast. Yeah. It's the same name as the tour.
The one I went to see in 2018. I mean, what? But yeah, 2 years later, they released Somewhere in Time.
That's somewhere on my list.
Their first time that they use synths in their music. people don't like this one because of the synths, but you hold it then. I'll check the time on the camera. Alright, we're at 25 minutes. This will be the last album before our first commercial break. First of many, probably.
My son.
Oh yeah.
Ask yourself another.
Such a good one. But no,
that's a good ending song.
Oh yeah, no, it is a really, really good ending song. I think Alexander the Great nails it with like concluding the album, to be honest. I think The Wasted Years is one of Iron Maiden's best songs, in my personal opinion.
Yes.
But Stranger in a Strange Land, fucking Deja Vu, fucking Heaven Can't Wait, Loneliness of a Long Distance Runner, Sea of Madness, I've just named all the songs on the album.
I believe this is my...
It's got to be
fifth.
High for you. It wouldn't surprise me if it was high for you.
I believe this is my fifth.
My number 3rd, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my number 3rd. It is an amazing album. It's really, really good.
That's it. The issue is because most of my songs do come from the compilation, so it's like, I like this one particular song. I don't know about the rest of the album. I just don't listen to it enough.
No, that's right, yeah.
Because I have this issue of nostalgia.
Yeah.
I've got that nostalgia,
Me too,
so I know a lot of those songs in particular, which even the number 1, which has a lot of reasons why that's my number 1.
Yeah.
Including nostalgia.
Me too. But yeah, no, most unique sounding album in my opinion. It's very, very like futuristic. It has a very up-to-date feel. It's exactly what Iron Maiden would be making at this time in their career, in my opinion. Because if you just make the same album over and over again, which is something that I'm glad Iron Maiden hasn't done, then they'd become stale very quickly. But the fact they were like, okay, so we this original sound that we established with Number of the Beast, we can only let it run through for peace of mind and Powerslave before it gets old, before we run out of room to experiment with it. So now, add synthesizers. Next logical step, in my personal opinion, which is why this album is underrated, in my opinion. Also, my second favourite album art by Iron Maiden is Somewhere in Time.
Right.
It's really, really good. Yeah, what other notes do I have? Oh, there's a fly in it. Did you get it?
No. I've just got a concussion now.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just really, really good. It's a really, really good one. Other notes that I have here is brilliant riff, catchy as hell, amazing album opener with Caught Somewhere in Time. Stranger in a Strange Land has a mysterious vibe to it as well. I agree with that. It's really, really cool. Great album overall. But yeah, we're going to go to the commercial break now.
Yeah.
And we'll come back with their 7th studio album, which is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. See you after these messages. What? What are you giggling about?
Oh, I'll see after the break.
Yeah, tune in after these messages for what Kane is giggling about.
Yeah.
Brother, have you seen the writing on the wall?
Not now, Zach.
But have you seen that writing?
I'm in literal hell on earth. There's no new music to listen to.
So you feel lost in a lost world?
Well, yeah.
Oh, so would you say it was your darkest hour?
I mean, it's just there's no new music to listen to. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Well then look past your days of future past and step into the time machine back into the arms of Iron Maiden.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the hit 2020 album by Iron Maiden, Senjutsu, of course, you silly willy.
You're just holding a parchment.
I'm talking about the hit 2020 album by Iron Maiden, Senjutsu, of course, you silly chilly willy.
Well, it's about time. It's only taken them 6 fucking years.
For this is not the death of the Celts.
Do you even know what a Celt is?
It means metal, you silly billy chilly willy. Now you should go stratago, listen to it.
Okay. And while I do this, you should go Senjutsu yourself.
Okay, but not before you stratago kill yourself.
You're gonna talk because you think it's just dumb.
Yeah, everything you do is dumb, Kane.
Yeah, have you started it all?
I have started it.
Ah.
What's the joke that we left those poor fellas on a cliffhanger for?
So the 7th album, which is also called...
Oh, that's really what you're laughing about.
No,
that
I'm
went
not
through
done.
my head.
I'm not done. Which is called 7th Son of the 7th Son. What I do recall this, and I snickered when I wrote it down, is my number 7.
Oh, is it actually?
Unintentionally, I went,
brilliant.
oh shit, okay.
Wait, fuck off. Is it my number 7 too? Nah, it's not. Oh, it's my number 15. Apparently I don't like this album that much. Oh well. Sorry, I don't love this album too much apparently.
As I said,
Yeah.
Clairvoyant. I love
That's a
the
good
song
song.
Clairvoyant. Can I Play With Madness?
I don't love that one too much, really.
Can I play
I think
with
my main
madness?
complaint with this album is that in the same way as I said, they need to experiment more. This album just felt like it had a lot of B-sides from Somewhere in Time. Just because of that album experimenting with synths and being all futuristic and high-tech and all that shite. This album just felt like more of that, and it didn't feel like they were pushing the boat out and really testing their limits, in my opinion. But Moonchild's good. We listened to that on the way here. And Evil That Men Do is by far and away the best song on here. And Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, the title track is good.
I do not agree with you.
But yeah.
Voyant, for my opinion, is a lot higher.
I don't know, man. It's not as good. The Prophecy is a bit forgettable. Infinite Dreams is okay, but I don't know. Synthesizers aren't used as well on this album. First half of the album is good, but the second half just trails off, in my opinion. But not as many catchy songs as well. Like Somewhere in Time, fucking Deja Vu, fucking so good. There's so many good tracks on there. Go away. Stop taking a piss at me. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not as memorable to me. Plus the album cover is a bit boring. I don't know. I don't know. It's not that good. Anyway, 2 years later, they did No Prayer for the Dying, which is a lot higher for me than this one. As high as my number 10. So 5 spaces ahead of Seventh Son of the Seventh Son.
So I think it was around there for me as well. And you were going on. I don't know if you said this on video or right beforehand. You got offended about the Tail Gunner.
Oh, that was on camera.
Okay.
I was very triggered because Tail Gunner is an amazing opening song for me.
It actually just dawned on me when you got onto it. Most of the songs on there I didn't listen until last year.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Scandalous.
Yeah, you bullied me to listen to it.
I didn't bully you. I was politely suggesting. Okay. But yeah, No Prayer for the Dying happens to be my second favourite Iron Maiden song of all time, so that helps. But no, Holy Smoke is a slept-on song. Fate's Warning is also excellent in my opinion. Mother Russia, an amazing closing song. A better closing song than Rime of the Ancient Mariner or Alexander the Great, in my personal opinion.
I think when I listened to it, it was like, oh, that's a really good song.
It's a great way to close the album as well, in my opinion. Hooks in You is catchy and cool.
Bring Me Your Daughter to the Slaughter for me.
Wait, is that on this album? Is this fucking... Oh, that song annoys me.
I love it.
That song's a bit dumb, in my personal opinion. It's a drinking game song, that's for sure. How many times they say slaughter, take a swig. You'll be fucking pissed in a minute of that song, Jesus.
Good.
There are a lot of Iron Maiden songs like that. I mean, Die With Your Boots On is a song like that. If you're gonna die with your boots on, and then you're gonna die. I mean...
Especially if you're doing this fully dressed
Oh, shit.
in a drinking game.
Oh, yeah. Take off your clothes and drink every time they say die and die with your boots on.
Oh no, if you're fully dressed in your metal clothes, you're going to be wearing boots, so you're going to fucking die.
If you're going to die...
You're going to die with your boots on.
If you're going to die, there are going to be boots, and they're going to be on. Yeah, previous album and this one, so Seventh Son and No Prayer for the Dying do sound a tiny bit similar, but I do think that No Prayer for the Dying pushes the boat out and experiments a bit more than Seventh Son does, in my opinion. But... yeah, I like No Prayer for the Dying a lot more than other people do, but what can you do with that? I don't know. Public Enema number 1. That's another cool song, in my opinion. I quite like it, but yeah, I don't know. No Prayer for the Dying is the crowning achievement on that album, but there you go. There we go. Now we move on to probably the best album ever. And also my second favourite album of all time, of anything, in fact. And I think I like it more than you.
Nope.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You do not like it.
Well, I have a fucking flag of it behind us. Thank you.
It's the first album I actually full on liked all the way through. Was
it mine too?
It's either... No, I'm talking about when I was 5.
Okay.
There was 2 albums I actually listened all the way through properly. This one and Gorillaz. And for the sake of argument, I'm going to say this one came first. Because I can't... At the point, I was so young, I don't know which one came first.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough then. You might like it more than me.
And
but
also,
only by a smidge, because this is my... No, what you was... This has got to be not your second favourite album ever. Because it's my second favourite album ever.
Fine, it's my first favourite then.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I love this album.
It was the first
so
album
much.
I definitely liked every song all the way through. Because you know me, I don't actually listen to albums all the way through.
No.
I wonder why.
This
Compilation album.
This album is flawless.
Yeah.
People say The Apparition is a bad song. No, it's not.
No.
Weekend Warrior, it's a cool ballad. You can shut the fuck up. Okay? Every single song in it, Wasting Love, emotional. Okay? This whole album's good. I'm going to list off every single song and you're going to nod at every one of them. Be Quick or Be Dead.
Yep.
From Here to Eternity.
Yep.
Afraid to Shoot Strangers is my favourite Iron Maiden song of all time. And there's a good reason for it. Fear is the Key, Childhood End, which is actually underrated, by the way. If you haven't heard that song before, try it. Wasting Love, The Fugitive, Chains of Misery, The Apparition, Judas Be My Guide, Weekend Warrior, and Fear of the Fucking Dark. It's an amazing album. There's nothing on here that isn't a good song.
Fear of the Dark, I believe, is my favourite song on there. But as a kid, my favourite song was The Fugitive.
Yeah, I remember you saying this.
And here's another for that. It's again with the same thing as I grew up on Gorillaz and this at the same time.
Yeah.
Either the first song I learned all the lyrics to was either Clint Eastwood or The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going for sake of argument.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. I mean, the thing is as well is that...
Put it this way, I've liked this song for so long.
Yeah.
I learned the one Fugitive because of this song.
Song. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what's mad. There are so many songs on here that I heard from a really young age. I heard Fear is the Key when I was ridiculously young because my dad is a big Queen fan, and Fear is the Key is a tribute song for Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
So that's obviously one of them. Fear of the Dark, the title track, obviously everyone's heard that from a young age. Be Quick or Be Dead is a really cool one that I heard from a really young age. There were just a lot of these songs like ingrained in my DNA from a young age. So I get what you mean there. Yeah. Whereas like you heard the whole album when you were young, whereas I got some of the best songs when I was younger.
Yeah.
But
because a lot of time, my taste is like yours with your music taste for Queen comes from your dad. A lot of my music taste in general comes from my dad. Which so Gorillaz, Eminem, and Iron Maiden, and that's because anytime we'd go on a holiday, my mum and brothers would always drive in one car, and I'd always be in the car with my dad.
Just so you could hear his Fear of the Dark CD again, probably. But I mean, it works, doesn't it? It's a good album.
And he would always either blast the Best of the Beast or Fear of the Dark.
That's it.
And I remember a lot of holidays where we go to the same camper van site once every year.
Yeah.
Getting lost every time for some reason.
Yeah.
And all I would just be he'd just be telling me off because I was just singing my lungs out to
Fugitive or something.
Fugitive, to Be Quick or Be Dead in particular. Those two songs.
So good. Honestly, as well as that, let's talk about the album cover real quick. It is a fucking sick album cover. I'm going to move the camera up to show you guys. It is a flag that I own for a reason.
And
this
that's
album
actually
cover.
the force of the first bottle cap.
Yeah, I love the album cover. For a long time as well, I had this album cover scared the shit out of me when I was younger. Oh, the camera's not right. This album cover scared the shit out of me when I was younger. So much so that when I would walk through the woods, like my 6-year-old, 7-year-old self would walk through the woods and would fear that he'd run into Tree Eddie at any point. Honestly, that shit is cool, man. Like,
yeah.
I love
you remember I used to be scared of everything as a kid. He was the only thing I wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just him. It was like, he just looks so awesome.
He looks so cool. Yeah,
5-year-old me.
A cool album.
5-year-old me. He looks awesome.
It does. Honestly, there is not a skip on this whole album, and the fact that there are 12 songs and every song is good, it just shows how good it is. Like, it's one of the longer Iron Maiden songs, and it doesn't feel like it is. It is really, really good. But yeah, it's great. I love the spooky vibe to it. It looks really, really creepy. I love how experimental it is. It's just great. Best album. I love it to pieces. And then A Dark Day. dark cloud rolls over Iron Maiden because Bruce Dickinson's and Adrian Smith leaves the band. Was it Adrian Smith? He leaves for 2 albums and then he comes back with Brucey.
I believe so, yeah.
I think it was him, maybe. But, yeah, a sad day comes and replaces Bruce is Adrian Smith. And I can't remember, not Adrian Smith, Blaze Bayley. And I don't know who replaces Adrian Smith, but he sticks on with the band after those 2 albums with Blaze Bayley. But anyway, we move on to the X Factor, which is dead fucking last on my list.
I believe I've been on last as well.
It's, well, I will stick to the statement and say there is not a bad Iron Maiden album, but this is definitely the worst of the bunch, in my opinion. There is not as many good songs on here.
I believe for me, the highest song on there is 2 AM.
Really? I
love that
song.
I love that ballad.
Personally.
At number 9 says
these
otherwise.
rankings were from 2 years ago, actually.
Right.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think my favourite song on here is Man on the Edge, but even then it's...
I think my next one is Lord of the Flies. After that, there's...
Sign of the Cross for me. Sign of the Cross is a good one.
I was giving Freedom a couple of days ago, and I feel a lot of them follow the same...
formula.
Yeah,
same sort of vibe,
They
same
all
tone.
start off... Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, they all have that...
And
they're
then
very
they get
samey,
loud.
aren't they? They all mesh together, really. The only one that doesn't for me is Man on the Edge. And then maybe The Aftermath. The Aftermath is an okay one, but I don't know.
No, 2 years ago you thought that was the shittest.
I know, I did, didn't I? But anyway, what can you do? The Unbeliever is a bit of a boring closer in my opinion. And also my note here, which is kind of true, sounds better with Bruce, which is true of, like I say, most Iron Maiden songs with Paul Di'Anno or Blaze Bayley. Most of, like, Man on the Edge, good song, sounds better live with Bruce Dickinson. Same with fucking Sign of the Cross. They played it in 2018 and I love that song just because Bruce played it better. Same with a song that we'll get to in the next album. But
Blood on the World's Hands. For me, that I like that one.
Really? Okay, I don't really remember it, so that says everything you need to know about that. But yeah, I don't like the vocals too much on this album. It's bloated as well. Considering Fear of the Dark has more songs than X Factor, and yet that one is a flawless album. It's just such a fall from grace. You know, like we go from their best album in their career, in our opinion, to the worst album in their career, in our opinion. Like, it's not a terrible album. It's just the worst of the Iron Maiden albums, in my opinion. Which is mad because when I last did the Iron Maiden ranking video, my least favourite was the next album, which is Virtual XI, which is now my number 13th, 14th favourite. I like it a lot more now. I've wisened up.
I believe this is
yeah.
one of my highest because there's a lot of songs I do like off this. I like. Here's my turn to list a bunch of songs I like.
Yeah.
Future Will, The Angel and the Gambler.
That's okay.
Lightning Strikes Twice.
Yeah, love Lightning Strikes
I love
Twice.
The Klansman.
Klansman is my personal favourite. One of my favourites of all time.
I do a little hop and go Educated Fool.
Okay. Fair enough, it's okay, I guess.
Don't look at the Eyes of a Stranger.
Eyes of a Stranger is a good one, to
and
be
Como
honest,
Estas Amigos.
That's a boring one. I don't really like that one as a closer. I feel like Eyes of a Stranger should have been the closing song on this album.
I think I agree with that. I just like, again...
You cherry pick songs, I listen to the albums through. So that's the
Como
difference
Estas
between us.
Amigos is really fun. I like it.
Yeah, as I was saying, with like how Bruce sings these songs better, the Klansman I heard in 2018 and that made me fall in love with the song was Bruce performing it live. Bruce does every song better, except for Prowler, as I said earlier. Yeah, Future Real's okay. Lightning Strikes Twice is a recent one that I've come to really, really love.
I heard it 4 times today.
Yeah.
From his phone.
Yeah, because I just jammed it. Klansman is great, and then Eyes of a Stranger is decent as well. Besides that, there are a lot of just middle-of-the-road shit, or shit that I would be better with Bruce. That's where I'm at with this album, personally. Has the same issues as X Factor, with it not being Bruce, and also feeling a bit samey. Some of the songs blur together a bit more. I like that this album doesn't waste our time, though, with bloated length in the album. It does go, alright, here's 8 songs, let's move on. But then again, it does also feel like they didn't care as much with the production of this one.
I think it was because they did...
They knew that they
X Factor was so bad. It was like, oh shit.
They were like they're fighting an uphill battle. Let's just shove this album out.
If this came first, I think it would have been a different story.
Yeah,
Like,
people
this
might have
one is
taken to
definitely
it better. It's the better of the Blaze Bayley albums, for sure. I think they kind of tied it in with some sort of, like, football event, didn't they?
Yes.
So,
Well, it's weird because all the album art and stuff is based around, well, weirdly enough, VR. Or, not VR, but, like, 3D renders and shit.
Right, okay.
Like, it's one of the albums my dad has kept in his car for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And I just used to go through the booklet.
Right.
But yeah, they have a lot of they actually have merchandise. Not merchandise, but they had the Iron Maiden written on the back of West Ham football t-shirts.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
That's a nice little detail.
They're all football fans.
I mean, they're all from the UK,
unlike
born and bred.
Yeah, unlike in America where if you're metal, you're only metal. If you're a jock, you're a jock. England.
In England,
I am metal and I go play football.
Yeah, honestly.
Why?
Yeah.
I also drink a lot of beer.
Yeah. But like I say, it felt like they didn't care as much of this production though. It felt like let's just release an 8-song album and move on. Personally, because it's like they knew that they weren't going to be able to match to stuff they've done before Blaze Bayley. So Fear of the Dark, Number of the Beast, Somewhere in Time.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's better. Like you said, it's better than X Factor. I'm glad that in the last few months since my Iron Maiden albums video, I've come to realise, there was something good about this album that I
What's
wasn't
funny
seeing.
is when I said I really liked it originally, you were so. He's like, no, it's bad. It's like.
I didn't say that, to be honest.
It was about 4 years ago.
Well,
4 or 5 years ago.
Well, 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't probably listen to every song on here. Whereas, obviously, I'm more educated now because I actually bother listening to the whole thing.
You were the uneducated fool.
Indeed, I am.
Or
I
is
see
it-
what you did there. No, it was, I am the educated fool, see? Clearly, you're the uneducated fool because you didn't know that the song was actually educated.
No, I'm the Klansman.
Okay. Freedom! Anyway, next album. Free will. That's an in-joke that he made literally before I pressed record. You guys will never understand the joke, but it's okay. Right, I'm gonna check the time on the camera. Alright, we've still got time. Now we move on to the best comeback album to ever exist in metal.
And if you notice,
Brave
it's
New
also
World.
the time Bruce E-Boy came back.
I know, go fucking figure.
It's as if he's really
Bruce
good.
and Adrian Smith take their happy, sorry asses back to Iron Maiden and everyone is happy again. Brave New World, I think, is my number 6 album, so just slips off my top 5, which shows how much I fucking love this album. Yeah, number 6. It is so fucking good. I love Brave New World.
Again, it's one of those ones in the middle. It's like...
Not in the middle for me. It's as close to the top as it can be without
but
cringing on my top 5.
There's an issue of, like, there's a lot of songs just in the middle.
Well, as I said, top 5 is just a wash of number 1s for me. So this is so fucking good. I love this album.
Blood best intro.
Oh, Wicker Man is so fucking good. I love it. Ghost and the Navigator is great. The title track is amazing. Blood Brothers is possibly the best Iron Maiden ballad. It's so fucking good. The Mercenary was a recent one. Well, not recent now, but like a year ago I realised, oh shit, I was not paying attention to how good this song is. Same with The Fallen Angel. The Nomad is pretty damn cool actually, and The Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Mwah!
I love The Fallen Angel.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like I say, I think that as well as that, with Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Iron Maiden, when they nail an ending to an album, they really nail it, man. Like, Jesus Christ, Ride of the Ancient Mariner. There were so many good ends to an album. The best comeback album ever, in my opinion, considering the last 2 albums to then go to this. So good. Chef Kiss, all the way, in my opinion. Yeah, every song on this album is really, really good. Bruce is back and you can definitely feel it. It is. Yeah. The energy is back. The album cover, as well, by the way, epic. The big ghouly monster in the sky of a futuristic looking London.
Storm Eddy.
It's so fucking good.
He's actually just called Storm Eddy.
Yeah, I know, because you're a nerd at the bloody Legacy of the Beast game, I know.
Also, I want to point this out, because it's, from this, a lot of the times, some of their best songs ends up being the one the album's named after. And there's a reason.
Yeah, actually that's a good point, actually. The
Iron
title
Maiden, Killers.
Yeah, Number of the Beast.
Number of the Beast,
There's no Peace of Mind song, but...
Troopers.
Somewhere in Time, though.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Time.
And that's...
Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, No Prayer for the Dying, Fear of the Dark.
Back on the Peace of Mind one.
Yeah.
For some reason, I keep forgetting the album's called Peace of Mind.
I'm not the trooper. Yeah, I know what you mean. Did you know that album was originally called Food for Thought, and the original album cover was going to be Eddie on the table with his brain splayed out with a knife and fork and that. They were going to do it because everyone was complaining about how ghouly the album cover for Number of the Beast was, the album before, and they were like, let's fucking get him. But then they thought, we'll just do Peace of Mind.
It's not even that ghouly. He's just the devil's a puppet.
Like, gruesome and like for the normies. You know what I mean? It would have been really it would have really fucking got them riled up and would have given them more publicity for it. You know what I mean?
Okay, that
would have been cool.
That sort of stuff annoys me a bit for some reasons. As a kid, I understood. As a kid, I actually thought when I saw that album art, not, oh my god, oh Satan, my thought was, the devil's Eddie's bitch. That was what I thought. It's like, good. You're being controlled by Eddie.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. As I said, I never feared Eddie from Fear of the Dark.
No, that's
so
true.
So of course, Eddie's always been the good guy.
Just look at it in a vacuum, without seeing anything else in context. That looks fucking creepy. And it's sick as well.
Now, even to me, before context, any time I've heard anything to do with Eddie and the Beast, before I always thought, are they enemies? Mm-hmm. And then I saw the music video of Speed of Light, and it's just Eddie beating the shit out of him. Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah. Excellent. No,
it's without context, I knew as a kid, it's like, oh no, yeah, Eddie the Beast is Eddie's nemesis.
Yeah, it's great. Honestly.
And he's also his bitch.
Yeah. Honestly. Now, we move on. 3 years later, they released Dance of Death. This used to be my favourite Iron Maiden album for the briefest time, and then I was a fucking idiot and I realised that Fear of the Dark is my favourite, and it got pushed to number 2, then number 3, and then number 4, which is where it sits at now, I think. Or maybe number 5, I'm not sure. But yeah, Dance of Death is the one album in their entire discography that has the stinky album cover that looks dumb. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Apologies, this went down the wrong side of my throat.
Oh, great.
I was just trying to, while you were doing your monologue, I was like, let him do it.
I won't interrupt, I'm sorry. No, Dance of Death's album cover is fucking stupid.
And again, another one of their best songs, Dance of Death.
Yeah,
and it's a fun
title
song.
track. All their title tracks are excellent in my opinion. Yeah, every song on here is actually great. Even when I ranked this 2 years ago, Wildest Dreams was a 9. Rainmaker is still an 11 for me out of 10. No More Lies is a 10. Monsieur is really, really good. Dance of Death is great. Gates of Tomorrow is a fucking banger. New Frontier, amazing. Passchendaele, so underrated. Listen to Passchendaele if you haven't. Face in the Sand is great. Age of Innocence, Journeyman. So many good fucking songs on here. And the fact that people don't I think the reason people don't give this one as much credit is because it had to follow Brave New World, and that's the album that people prefer out of the two. But it's such a shame because people need to give this album more of a chance.
Those people do pair them up a lot.
It's a shame. It's a real shame. But on my notes here that I said from 2 years ago, it feels like Brave New World Part 2, which I guess might be why people don't give this as much of a chance. In my opinion, there are stronger songs in here than in Brave New World. But that's just me, I guess. Who knows? But, yeah. It's a great album. I love Dance of Death. I love it so much. What are your thoughts on Brave New World? Not Brave New World, but Dance of Death. What are your thoughts on it?
Again, there's a lot of... It's one of those ones in the middle, again, is like a lot of songs I do like. Simple as that. And the songs I don't like is more... I don't listen to them.
Yeah. That's it. No, it's just great. Rainmaker is the crowning achievement of that album, but... Gates of Tomorrow is great. Like I say, Passchendaele, Wildest Dreams, just so many good ones, man.
So this one still follows my formula I have of the named song is just...
Title track, yeah.
The title track is still always really high.
No, it is. It is a real good one. It's a real good one. I do love that song. But yeah, now we move on to 2006 with A Matter of Life and Death. Now, what do you think of that one, Kane? Yeah, that's a really dumb opening thing for the album. It's funny though. It always gives a chuckle out of me. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, isn't it? It's all right. I think that I ranked it a lot lower when I was younger, but nowadays I think I've probably got it at 13. Never mind. Apparently I don't like this album that much. I think it's okay though. There is not as many bad things about it as people say, to be honest.
I don't listen to songs like The Reincarnation of Benjamin Brieg.
That's a good song. I like that one. The Legacy is also really, really good. The Lord of Light is really good.
My favourite.
You go.
For the Greater Good of God.
Really? Is that your favourite?
I love that intro.
I mean, it is really, really good to be fair. A song that I would recommend you trying is These Colours Don't Run. That song is heavy as fuck. I love These Colours Don't Run. It is probably my favourite on the album, but Different World is also really,
I think that's my third
really
or fourth highest.
Yeah.
It's one of the songs that I haven't listened to it recently, but I know I do like it.
That's it.
I can't recall until I listened to it and went, now I know why.
No, that's it. No, These Colours Don't Run, amazing. Different World is also great. The Pilgrim, brilliant stuff. Out of the Shadow is also amazing. I love it. For the Greater Good of God is also pretty decent as well, but it's a good album. It's a really good album. What I love about it is it does very, very much feel like it's up to date, and they're trying a heavier sound. They really are trying to add the bass to this album. Really trying to just make their sound feel a lot more like up to date, more new, fresh. It definitely does feel like the album that they would be making in the post 2000s. Definitely. But I think that the issue with it is there aren't as many memorable songs on here than in other albums. Like, it doesn't stack up to Brave New World, Dance of Death for me, just because it doesn't have stuff like Rainmaker or The Mercenary or Wicker Man. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you know, some of those. It's missing a bit of that spice in there, but it's still really, really good sounding. Great production on this one, and the album cover looks really, really cool. The army of skeletons with the tank and all that. It's really, really cool stuff, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. Also, as well as that, this album starts the trend of their albums being super fucking long from here on out, and them just getting longer and longer as they go.
They also, when did it come out again?
2006. And
they also started from this point on.
They take like years.
5 years
between.
Besides this
4.
one.
Four between this and Final Frontier.
Yeah, but then it's 2015.
4 years between that one, then 5 years between Final Frontier and Book of Souls, and then 6 years between that and Senjutsu.
Okay, so
7 years for their 18th studio album.
2028
years. Yay! You can't wait, Jesus.
Okay, I was wrong what I was saying, but there was a point there was a pattern. I noticed something.
Yeah, no, that is correct. It's a shame, but no, it's a decent album. But 2010, Final Frontier.
I think they need the extra year every time to revitalise Bruce.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
yeah.
Don't die on us.
Leave me on the bench.
Secretly, he's Benjamin Breek.
Yeah.
His reincarnation.
He's reincarnated every single time he gets resurrected. It's like, Bruce, it's time to wake up from your coffin. It's time to make another album.
Steve.
Fuck off, I'm dead. Leave me alone. Let me die. Yeah, Final Frontier. Another forgettable album. There's not as many good songs on here. One song that I do adore, and that's El Dorado. Yeah. I love El Dorado so much. We heard it on the way here.
Yeah.
I
had a feeling.
Coming Home is also amazing. I love Mother of Mercy. But apart from that, there's not as much going for the album. I do like The Talisman. The Talisman's good. So is Starblind. Also, the opening for Satellite 15. Mwah! I love it. It's so cool. It's such a cool, up-to-date thing for them to do, to start an album with. It sounds so techie and up-to-date and different, you know? They're experimenting, and that's what I enjoy. But also with this album, it definitely does feel like each song, maybe not each song, but every couple songs does represent a different era of Iron Maiden. Like, it does feel like, to me, like Mother of Mercy belongs in Number of the Beast, and then meanwhile, El Dorado belongs in, like, Brave New World. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, with it being called The Final Frontier, it did imply
their final album, or at least like a swan song, like them calling back to their past stuff they've done, but up to date, because it sounds way more like the production is brilliant. It sounds so much more clean, but also heavy. They've definitely borrowed a lot of their heaviness they experimented with in Matter of Life and Death, and just borrowed it and stuck it in here. But then also went, okay, so let's say Talisman. Talisman sounds like it would be something from Peace of Mind, probably. So they were like, okay, let's take that and just kind of experiment. Let's see if we can recapture that sound that everyone liked from that album. So it feels like a lot of just callbacks to their past stuff.
My phone's dead, so why do I keep doing that? Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like, I think If it is what I think it is,
What a man that would be king.
yeah, then it's
Oh yeah. Ignore me.
I'm reading it right here.
Yeah.
Then it's high on my list
Oh, okay.
for
Fair
that
enough.
album.
It's a decent song.
I think if I remember rightly, it's Moment of Similar. It's an experimental one, right?
It's more ballady, and I think it's a lot more slower tempo, a bit more emotional, a bit more like sort of like a power ballad. I think maybe like there's heavy riffs, but it is slower tempo and more deliberate and
Right.
But no, I think it's good. I think that one's good. The Alchemist is also decent. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't rank too high for me. I think it is in the lower half. Maybe it is like in my bottom 5, but that doesn't mean it's a bad album. Like I say, there's not really a bad Iron Maiden album, as we keep saying. But now we move on to 2015. Book of fucking Souls. Can I just say, Bruce Dickinson was battling fucking cancer with this album. The fact that this album is as good as it is, with Bruce battling cancer, is just testament to how good this fucking band is and how much of a talented man he is. Mad respect to him. Speed of Light. Amazing song. River Runs Deep is amazing. Death or Glory is beautiful. Empire of the Clouds is admittedly a bit too long, but it's still an amazing closer to the album. You can talk now. I just wanted to get those initial points out there real quick.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Empire of the Clouds.
Amazing.
I recall I heard it on loop for 4 hours once.
Yeah.
Granted, I only played about 5 times,
Yeah.
but...
I remember when this album came out as well. You were raving about Speed of Light when that single came out in school.
I still fucking
remember that?
Yeah.
I love that shit. This obviously was the first album that I consciously was like hyped for Iron Maiden. Before that, it was just obviously cherry picking their best songs like Number of the Beast, Fear of the Dark, that sort of stuff. But this album has so much nostalgia attached to me, and I bet it does even more for you because back then you were more religiously a fan of Iron Maiden than I was. But even back then, I enjoyed this album a shit ton. What I will say, this is the longest album they've done, and it's very obvious. It does feel like it drags in parts, but the songs that are in here are good, are really good, and there is not really a bad track. I just think some songs maybe outstay their welcome a bit. Some of them go on a tiny bit too long, but they're all good in my opinion. Every song on here is at least decent.
You say they all feel too long, then you got one that's...
A ranking from 2 years ago, Kane.
One of the notes
Piss
is
off.
it feels shorter than 10 minutes. I wasn't talking about the rating.
Oh, that was more of a compliment to the song then.
I know, but you went, they all feel too long. This one you say feels
Book
too
of
short.
Souls is the title track though. We've said how the title tracks are usually the best on the album. Book of Souls is a great song. It's a long song and yet it doesn't feel like it. That shows that it's really, really good. But with it being longer though, it does definitely feel like Iron Maiden's attempting to do a sort of rock opera sort of thing. So I think it works, to be honest. I like that they tried it here so they don't really have to do it again. I like that they're experimenting, which I do enjoy. Even fucking 16 albums into their career, they're still trying out new things and seeing where they can take their sound in new directions. But yeah, the Red and Black is good. There's just so many good songs on it. If Eternity Should Fail, we jammed this on the way here, and it's so fucking good. Waiting in line till the ending of time. If Eternity. It's a great album.
Why do I think
really
that song's just about queues? Waiting in line.
You're waiting in line. I mean, we're British. It would be. And
Exactly.
they're British. Waiting in lines. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Death or Glory. We didn't talk about Death or Glory as well. Did they make that into a beer? They might have done. I don't know. No, they didn't. No,
The Red and Black is a beer.
No, that's right. That's the one on this album they made into a beer.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, Tears of a Clown is
also,
the Robin
do you want
Williams.
a beer that's called Death or Glory?
I mean, it'd be a sick name for a beer.
It sounds like a Russian roulette game.
Oh, but it'd be cool.
One of these is beer. The other one is a...
No, it's a spin the bottle challenge.
let me
That's
finish.
what it is.
Right, no, it's like just bunch them on the table. Spin the bottle, yes, I'll take that idea. It's like, one of this is a pint of lager. The other one is a pint of whiskey.
Lovely.
No mixer.
I'm joining in the game. That game sounds fun.
It's either death or glory.
Yeah. Shadows of the Valley, I also want to mention. That's a really, really good song with amazing harmonies. And Tears of a Clown, great song, which obviously commemorates Robin Williams. I love
don't know
it.
that.
No, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh shit, there you go.
I think you started mentioning it earlier, but I didn't actually listen.
You don't listen to me at all, really, so that's nothing new.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, I don't listen to you.
I don't listen to you. Now fuck off.
But yeah, it's a nostalgic album, it's epic, it's a rock opera, and it's great. It's so good. I love it. But now that moves us up to almost present day. We are 1 year removed from this album. We half reviewed it in a podcast we did like a year ago. Senjutsu. Great album. We waited 6 years for this thing, and the wait was worth it, in my opinion.
This is the first one we actually waited for.
Waited for? What do you mean?
We didn't wait for Book of Souls.
No, that's true.
I actually thought they had retired because
You did, didn't you? We had that conversation a couple years back.
Okay.
Yeah, when you heard that they were writing new songs in like 2019, you were like, oh shit, they're making a new album, and here we are. Yeah. A good album, to be honest. I like this one a lot. It's probably like my 8th favourite, I think, which may think that's a bad thing, but it's not. It's just the fact they've released so many good albums in their career. It's difficult to place an album in the middle there. Like, do I put it above their self-titled album, or do I put it behind Peace of Mind? It just gets difficult in the middle there. Yes. But Senjutsu is an amazing album, in my opinion. There are so many good tracks on it. Stratago is my personal favourite, but then Days of Future Past is great. Writing on the Wall is an obvious classic. Lost in a Lost World is another great one, but it's all good, to be honest. The only thing is the Parchment goes on a bit too long, in my opinion. That's my one complaint. That's the one song that I'm not the biggest fan of on here, but there you go. Oh, apparently I didn't like Time Machine that much, according to me who
You said it was
when
forgetful.
it came out. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. But then I love how I mentioned it. Death of the Celts is Klansman Part 2. Because it is, isn't it? It's got that same sort of style for it. Yeah. But it's good, though. It's good. It's a good album. It's a really, really good album.
Well, that's it. I can't wait for the next 8 years.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to release their 18th studio album.
Not even that, just
7 years
the
time.
one song that they release a video for to say they're making a new album. Because Speed of Light came out, and then they announced the album, and then Writing on the Wall.
Writing on the Wall, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, and those are both really fucking good songs.
They are.
I'm waiting for the next one to go. And this is...
And just fucking drop a song out of the sky and say, fuck you bitches, we're back, enjoy this album the next few months.
I thought you died. I did. I was reincarnated.
Steve Harris brought me back again.
The bastard won't let me die.
Honestly, my note on here apparently is that it sounded a bit too much like Book of Souls Part 2. I disagree with that now. I think the best part about doing this podcast now, a year later, is that we've let the album stew in our minds and really considered it. I just enjoy how downtrodden the tune is. In Book of Souls, it sounds way more upbeat and hopeful for the songs. Like Speed of Light sounds very chuggy, very bouncy of a song. Whereas you listen to Stratago, the tempo and the melody is very da da da. They do it on the offbeat. They really do go against the traditional way of writing like metal songs in this sort of genre. So they really attempt different stuff in here, and I just enjoy they go in a different sort of tone and direction with this one. Also, it's 10 minutes shorter, so thank you for listening to our criticism of Book of Souls being a tiny bit too long.
The criticism you only said, you might as well have a time machine. What else strange stuck in time?
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, as well as that, apparently I loved Hell on Earth. That's probably it. Yeah, Hell on Earth. That's a good outro song. That's a really good ending song for the album. I remember our criticism when we listened to the album the day it came out. We both said that disc 1 was the better half of the album. So the disc 1 was Senjutsu all the way to Time Machine, and then disc 2 was Darkest Hour, Death of Celts, Parchment, and Hell on Earth, which makes sense because those final 4 songs are way longer. So we'll probably enjoy the shorter songs more to begin with, but also disc 1 has the more catchier songs, the better songs in my opinion. So Writing on the Wall, Stratago, Kill Yourself, Lost in a Lost World, I don't know. But it was so hype when this album came out though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we made a plan to meet up the day it came out, and we were going to listen to it on Spotify.
Had some troopers.
But then I said, I'll be an hour late, Kane, and you're like, why? I was like, you'll see why. And we met up, and I'm like, I had to go to the shop. And it was the CD. I bought the CD, and it was great. Anyway.
And we had some troopers.
We did. It was excellent. It was fucking excellent. This album was amazing.
And you stole my bottle cap.
I did. I did steal your bottle cap. Wait, did I? I swear I didn't. I don't usually do that. You collect your own bottle caps. I wouldn't steal it off you.
And I've got... Oh, you're going to love the ones I've got.
Nice.
Fear of the Dark and Brave New World.
Do you want me to get my bottle caps from upstairs?
No, it'll take an hour.
No, it won't. I know where they are.
Alright then.
See you in a second.
You really wanted to.
I do. When are you showing off? Those are my bottle caps. I have a lot. Listen to that. How many have we got in here? I know I have this really legendary...
For the record, I've only had a total of 4 troopers in my life.
Look how many I've got in here. That's mad. Oh, I'll do a close-up. Look at that shit. Oh no! Fuck! What did I expect would happen? You can look at those if you want. I've got duplicates as well if you want some.
Trooper!
There you go. Cool. Yeah, we both collect bottle caps from the Trooper Ale beer. Me, I do it more than him. But there you go. I have a lot of Sanctuary bottle caps. You can have any of them if you want. I think I have Reincarnation of Benjamin Breek a couple times.
Yeah, I just picked it up once and then picked it up again.
Yeah.
Flight of Icarus.
Oh, that's a good one. I think I have 2 Flight of Icaruses as well, actually. But you're not having my Fear of the Dark live. It's all on the floor? No, it didn't go.
No, I...
But yeah, there you go.
Ow.
Perfect, yeah. Cool stuff. That long-winded outro there. But yeah, we're done. We're done ranking them.
Reckon the number of the beast.
What is a human number?
Its number is 666.
Anyway. We are such fanboys of this bloody band. We made a whole fucking hour-and-a-half podcast on them. Are you happy now?
Did anyone ask for it?
No. No one asked for it, but we did it anyway. That's how much of fucking fanboys we are of this stupid band. Anyway, they're not stupid at all. We're stupid. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you disagree with our opinions, tell us how wrong we are in the comments below, and we will not get offended. Goodbye.
Because we won't read them.
I'll read them, maybe.
I won't.
Goodbye, everyone.
If eternity
She should fail. There you go. Perfect. Perfect way to end
You're
that.
just waiting for me to do something.
I was. I'm glad you clocked that, to be honest.
I was like...